NASA and Sean Kirkpatrick have begun the great UFO debunking. They have used their platform of the NASA live stream yesterday to begin what I see as this very thorough, although it's going to take a little while, they're going to roll this out over a few years, a great debunking of all the best available public UFO information and videos. So this is really important, so let's talk about it. Get in here, this is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future videos. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I'd love to see you guys there, and it would be super helpful if you would share this video on social media when it drops. And of course, let me know what you think in the comments below. So this is a guy that spoke at the hearing yesterday, at the meeting. And he is the director of the Center for Space Physics at Boston University. Not with NASA, but one of the speakers at the live stream. And, you know, they brought him there specifically so that he could debunk the Go Fast U.A.P. video. So let's see what he has to say.
Next build. Just hit space. Yeah, okay, so this is, this video was recorded by pilots deployed from the aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt in 2015. The example has been given the nickname Go Fast because it gives an impression of an object moving very rapidly against the ocean surface. And, you know, the question is this impression correct? And, you know, if not, what can we say quantitatively about what that object is doing in kind of Earth-centered coordinate system? Fortunately, the information needed to determine the altitude and velocity of this object is contained on the display. So go ahead and next. And this includes the elevation angle of the camera, the azimuth angle of the camera, the target range in nautical miles, aircraft altitude.
We can probably skip ahead a little bit.
0.2 miles away. And this is our first indication that some or most of the motion that we observe, the apparent motion of the object, is in fact due to the rapid motion of the sensing platform, which is about 430 miles per hour in this case. But we don't have to guess about this. So we have enough information on this display to actually reconstruct the encounter. Go to the next slide, please. And so this is what this is. This is using additional information on the screen, including the time axis. And so we know that this aircraft is banking about 15 degrees left, and you can compute through a simple calculator the radius, approximate radius of curvature of the flight. And the bottom line is, I won't go into detail here, but if you can get the bearing and range to the target at two locations with known separation in time, you can figure out how far it moved. And in this case, this object moved about 390 meters in 22 seconds, and that corresponds to a velocity of just 40 miles per hour. And so that's a velocity that's consistent with wind speeds at 13,000 feet. So it's not our task to conjecture what this object... Okay,
so yeah, so according to this turkey, the Go Fast, the famously going fast UFO, is actually just going wind speed, 40 miles an hour, no biggie. So does that comport with the facts? Well, let's just, I don't know. Let's take a look at...
military of an army.
Wrong button. Let's take a look at the original... Go Fast video, unedited.
Nickel 6-1 Tango, Roger, over.
Oh, got it! Woohoo!
Roger, there's troubleshooting.
Did you box moving target?
602.
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at it fly!
Okay, did that look... Okay, first of all, look how they have to lock onto it several times. It keeps on breaking the lock, and finally they're able to get it. They can't get it. They can't get it. It won't let them lock on. And then finally they get it. And they're super excited. And in hearing interviews with these guys, they were seeing these things all the time. And finally they were able to lock onto one. And that was a big deal. You see these zipping things all over the place, and finally you get one. And so they were super excited, and they were also very excited because it was moving so fast. They had a hard time locking onto it. Does that sound like something going 40 miles an hour or the speed of the wind? No, it really does not. So NASA is bringing this turkey in there to give this presentation to debunk this video, because it is one of the most famous of the current UFO U.A.P. videos. You know, it is one of the big three, right? That Lou Elizondo and Chris Mellon smuggled out of the Pentagon. And they did it legally. I say that facetiously, but they did get this material out there, and that is what started this grassroots movement. So if they can debunk these videos one by one, and these incidents one by one, they think they can cut off the head of the snake and kill the grassroots movement. And this is not restricted to the Go Fast. Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Sean Kirkpatrick, also takes a swing at one of the other videos released by Jeremy Corbell last year, when they showed the spherical object going into the water. This comes up when he's asked about the definition of anomaly. So let's listen to what the lovely Sean Kirkpatrick has to say.
First question on what makes it anomalous to me. We actually developed some definitions on all of these things. We gave it both to the White House and to Congress. I think we've got some of that into law now, but essentially anomalous is anything that is not readily understandable by the operator or the sensor. Right? So it is doing something weird, whether that's maneuvering against the wind at Mach 2 with no apparent propulsion, or it's going into the water, which we have shown is not the case. That is actually a sensor anomaly that we've now figured out, and we're going to be publishing all of that. You know, those kinds of things. Okay,
so the orb going into the water is a sensor anomaly. That is what they are saying, and they are saying the Go Fast is just going the speed of the wind. What next? The gimbal? Or I guess that's the next logical one, right? Because you would want to save the Nimitz incident and the Tic Tac for last. So next they'll try to knock off the gimbal video. You know, I'm sure they'll find a way to do that. I'm sure it'll be another sensor anomaly or whatever. So, you know, despite the fact that they were seeing a fleet of these things, they're going to try to, that will be an optical illusion or something. They misidentified some seagulls or something, but they will focus on what is actually in the video, because that's what is so sensational. When you see the flying saucer or whatever it is tilt on its axis, you know, going against, you know, how could that be physically possible, right? So, you know, they will debunk that as some sort of sensor anomaly or something like that. And then they will go after the Tic Tac. And of course, all this has a precedence in the, you know, last year and the first U.A.P. hearing with Bray and Moultrie, where they debunked another video released by Jeremy Corbell, the famous glowing green pyramid. They tried to call it a bouquet effect of the lens, which is something that was a narrative that was given to them by whoever is running the show. It was not given to them by the guy that was assigned to give it to them, their chief scientist, Dr. Travis Taylor. He was the one analyzing the footage and the information and the data. he determined that the glowing green pyramid, and I'm aware that it probably wasn't green, that's just the way it looks in the night vision camera, but he determined that that flying pyramid was indeed anomalous. It was not a bouquet effect of the lens. And that is the determination that he advanced to them. They did not go with what Travis Taylor told them it was. They went with a debunking angle that was, perpetuated by people like Mick West. So they are not on the side of disclosure. Let's just put it that way mildly. They are obfuscating and lying. They are trying to suppress this. They are trying to quell this. They are trying to kill the grassroots movement by debunking these things one by one by one. And they think that if they can debunk them all, or debunk them all, then they can kill this movement that has been going on. But we are not going to be fooled by these a-holes. We are going to stand up and demand the truth, demand answers. This stuff is important. This stuff is fundamental to possibly some really important stuff, like maybe the nature of reality, where we came from, where we're going. This is big stuff, and they have no right to hold this back from us. This is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. These guys are not acting like it. So I demand better. I hope you will join me, and don't let them suppress your interest or curiosity in this. That is definitely what they want to happen. They are working overtime trying to make this happen, going with the Mick West angle over their own chief scientist, trying to debunk these videos one by one by one. I don't know how they're going to debunk the Nimitz incident. Obviously, that's the biggest one. With many eyewitnesses, and it went on for a week. Kevin Day was seeing maybe 100 objects coming and going from space to the sea level, in like a second. And he was saying these things, many of them, over the course of a week leading up to the famous encounter with Commander David Fravor. So, how will they debunk that? Will it be a seagull? Will it be a Russian drone? Will it be some sort of black ops technology or something? Who knows how they will try to debunk that. And maybe they won't even bother after they're able to debunk the others. They'll just say, oh, well, this is probably one of those. Another sensor glitch and, aerial trash or what have you that was somehow just misidentified. So, be on the lookout for that. Don't let them discourage you. We have a lot of rumors circulating that some big stuff is going to drop in the very near future. Some people are saying, like Steve Bassett, that the White House itself is going to come out with UFO disclosure. I don't believe that for a moment. The official establishment position seems to be what Kirkpatrick and Bray and Moultrie and the others are doing, which is to suppress and debunk this stuff. So that's what the establishment is doing. The White House is the establishment. I don't see them doing anything different. However, it is noteworthy that they have created their own inter-office UFO agency that they created around the time of the balloon incident. So could that be a response to the control groups usurping or, trying to destroy the grassroots movement and debunking all this stuff and suppressing the information? I mean, it's theoretically possible, but I do not see that happening. And we have not heard anything further from that supposed UFO inter-office group established by the executive branch after the, China balloon gate, which is still, we don't know anything about. We know that initial object was a balloon, but those other three we have no information about. They called off the search for the debris of all cases, of all those three cases. They won't release the video of any of those three. no hobbyist or scientific group or company has come forward claiming that, hey, you shot down my balloon. So what were those objects, right? Did they actually shoot down a UFO? We may never know at this rate, but you know, that's par for the course, and the establishment is keeping up their game, trying to obfuscate and suppress, and not just lie to us, but trying to suppress our own curiosity and our own interest in this topic. And yeah. But I'm going to take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. We have lots of rumors coming, some really juicy stuff coming up. Not the Steve Bassett stuff, but the James Fox stuff, the Chris King stuff, the John Ramirez stuff. People are saying some really enticing things. So let's see if any of that happens. I'm not expecting anything huge, but Chris King was saying maybe this would be a paradigm shift in the way that 2017 was. And that itself would be huge. So let's hope for that. I'm not expecting anything from the establishment or Arrow at this point. Very sadly, I think Arrow was created with the best of intentions, but it was subverted by the control group or the powers that be, whatever those are. And I don't expect any answers there, but it is what it is. The establishment is going to do what the establishment does, and until their elbows are sufficiently bent, which could theoretically happen, they are going to keep up the charade. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please give this video a big thumbs up. If you've enjoyed it or gotten something out of it, please smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. And just check out some of my other videos if you get a chance. There's plenty of them. And until next time, this is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.